A warm welcome to the book release of Internationalens Vårt Gaza, Stories from Inside a Genocide. This is a very special collaboration between us, you readers and listeners, and contribute to the fundraising, and Palestinian writers and photographers inside Gaza who have told and continue to tell about the everyday life under genocide and about the current situation when bombs may not be falling, but most of Gaza lies in ruins, and more than 70,000 Palestinians have been killed by Israel. And over 350 Palestinians have also been killed since the ceasefire between Israel and Hamas began in October. And I would like to welcome our panel. Lorena Delgado Varas, independent MP, formerly of the Left Party, deeply engaged in the Palestinian movement and also in a promising new political project, the Future Left, Framtidens Vänster. And we have Tesfaye Ayele, one of the leading figures in the student movements for Palestine at the Stockholm University. And you were a guest in our podcast recently, Tesfaye, and you told us a quite horrible story that you lost your coach because of your political engagement, right?
Yes.
You will tell us a little bit more about that later. And we also have with us Wafá Jamil, founder of the Nordic Palestinian Film Festival. And you, Wafá, as you have been an important bridge to our colleagues in Gaza, since you have family and friends there, including our main guest. Hello, Mallak Abuhamda.
Hi, Åsa.
We're very welcome to our panel and to this film. How are you?
Thank you.
And where are you in Gaza?
I'm fine. I'm Deir al-Balah, in the middle of Gaza Strip. Actually, at first, I wanna thank you, my aunt Wafá Jamil, and your colleagues, everyone. It's my pleasure and honor to be with you here. This event, actually, it's amazing event to write and to speak about Gaza. Genocide that we have taken to it. So we finally survived from this war. It's a harsh war. We live in very harsh conditions and circumstances. And to be survived, it's a big, maybe we can say, it's a big achievement.
Just today, I published a new article from you about the current situation. And could you tell us some of what you write there? Also, which way is Gaza going right now? What's the direction that Gaza is taking? Could you say something about that?
We here in Gaza are looking for the second best of the agreement because we lived for 2 years of war and killing. So everyone is looking for a better life, and to be the agreement will be in the ground, not just in the paper.
And Mallak, one quite amazing thing is that despite these circumstances, you have been able to finish your studies. You have got a master's. How did you manage that under these circumstances?
Yes, finishing my master's thesis under these circumstances wasn't just an academic decision. It was an attempt to hold on to a piece of my normal life. I changed my topic because honestly, I could no longer write about a distant technological field while everything around me was collapsing. I feel I need to write about the reality we were living, the collapsing economy, the shutdown of banks, and people's urgent need for the way to buy bread and the medicine. I wanted my research to be a part of a solution, even if it's only theoretically.
We have Mallak. We will return to you, and we will also talk to our next guest, who is actually connected family to you, Wafá Jamil. Without you, this book had not been. Right? We contacted each other, and you said you're from Palestine yourself, and you connected us both to Mallak and to Fadi Tabet, whose pictures we also can see here in the exhibit. Could you imagine that this could turn out into this book?
No, actually, I didn't thought. I want first to thank you, Internationalen, and all people who like taking part of this book. It's not. I didn't do that huge work. I just connected both Mallak. She's not as a niece, but also like I believed in her talent because like she's fluent in English and like one of the good voices of Gaza, I believe. And the other one with Fadi, also Fadi, he's a colleague, and I used to borrow some of his photos to some of our work, and especially for Nordic Palestinian Film Festival because we needed also to broadcast some of the live photo and videos from Gaza, so he was helping me. And beside that also Mallak, she's one of my main character for my next film project, The Other Gaza, with some of my family members also. Beside that, Fadi, he's gonna be also another main character for other film, which also we're preparing. So hopefully we succeed from the Swedish Institute and film industry here to support films about Gaza. So I want to salute you both, International and Mallak and Fadi, to do this achievement because you are one of the unique places in the media platforms here in Sweden to publish pieces coming direct from Gaza, if it is like pictures or articles, because like unfortunately with the all Western media, they just play either blind or dumb or both because they don't want to publish directly. Still they want the international reporters to publish what they think it's alliance with the international policy. Thank you.
And do you want to say this Nordic Palestinian Film Festival that you founded, where can we see that next time? What is the next place?
The Nordic Palestinian Film Festival I started to develop actually under Corona. Exactly like my film project was in the same period, like I had lots of time, so I started to develop both the Nordic Palestinian Film Festival and my film. So Nordic Palestinian Film Festival, it was the aim to be between like Stockholm, Göteborg, Malmö. This was our ambition. But then like it started like a snowball, like it's bigger and bigger than we dream actually about. So now, I mean, last year, we've been like in 6 cities from Lund, Malmö, Göteborg, Stockholm, Luleå, Uppsala, Örebro, and some activities here and there. I don't remember, also a little bit in Copenhagen and in Denmark. And we preparing, so it's became like really a huge thing. I mean, like after a while, and I'm very happy that we also in Nordic Palestinian Film Festival we take films from Gaza and from Nordic film directors and producers, and we broadcast it. So first year we've been in SETA, ABF, and we've been in mostly Folkets, and we have around 5 to 7 partners, local partners in each city. So we build up a good network. I mean, like Svenska Fred, Health Workers for Palestine, Palestina-grupperna, and so many. I don't want to mention some because like we have like around 35 to 30 partners all over Sweden. So all of them very loyal to Palestinian issue, but also like above all to humanity. And this is the most important, I think. We
see a lot of cut downs in culture.
Yeah, I got the vlog to do it, unfortunately, for my film.
Yeah.
I don't want to mention it, but I've been pissed off. Because like this is the second rejection for the documentary film. And it's really pity, like if you Swedish people, they don't want to hear the voices of Palestine, what else? I'm not talking about politicians, or I'm just talking about family members. I'm living here, I'm a mom, and I'm having a life here. So why you reject these type of stories? And I'm sure if it's like a Swedish film director, it would be another story. So this also, we have P with the Vänster Partiet, and with all of us to work together to make our voices to reach. And our voices, it is unique because people, they want to listen to the truth.
And Tesfaye Ayele, you were in our podcast recently, and you are a PhD candidate in English literature at Stockholms Universitet. And you're a leading figure also in the student movement for Palestine. And you lost your supervisor because of your activism and your opinions. Will you tell us what happened?
The story behind that is that, as you said, I'm a PhD student, PhD candidate at the English department at Stockholm University. And my former supervisor now, he is a member of the upper management of the university. He's a board member, dean of humanities faculty, and so on. And I think he, instead of supervising, wanted to manage me and applied some kind of pressure about what I can and can't do on campus and things of that kind. And this led to a lot of tension, and ultimately, as you said, he sat me down and asked me some very pointed questions about my role in the movement, as well as my larger views about Israel-Palestine, and making his supervision conditional on my responses. And this is not really in accordance with the relationship between a supervisor and supervisee. It's more a relationship between someone who's a manager and someone who's being managed. And politics should not be involved in supervision and academic work like this. Unfortunately, it was in this case. And it led to him withdrawing. And one of the questions, as you said, was he asked me about my views on whether I support the two-state solution or the annihilation of the state of Israel. That's one of the questions they asked, which had nothing to do with my work.
So often when we think about political pressures on universities, we think of Trump, we think of the US, but should we be more aware that the danger is also here in Sweden?
Oh yes, I mean this is just one example. I just came out publicly with it, but the university is actually a place where these kinds of things are becoming much more common than you would think. There are more examples of this that I know for a fact. But people are not stepping forward into the public space, into the public eye, and telling these stories of repression. That's what they are. They are stories of repression, stories of political suppression, and the suppression of speech and the freedom of expression. That's what's going on in the university right now. And but unfortunately, the thing about that is that, you see, in the past, they were very used to saying and asking these questions that really conflate anti-Zionism with anti-Semitism. That's what it is. They try to ask you questions about your position on Israel and imply or hint that you are somehow some kind of anti-Semite. That is not really working anymore. The narrative is not really working anymore for the Zionists and for the imperialists. They cannot easily equate anti-Zionism with anti-Semitism, as they used to. And this is creating a lot of repression. That's why. The narrative isn't working. And so in one way it's a victory, in another way it's alarming.
Now, Lorena, now you've been sitting here quiet for too long. Lorena has, of course, also been a guest in our podcast studio, Internationalen. You are definitely someone that has something to say about the political climate in this country and elsewhere. You are still in Parliament as an independent MP, but you are even more known as a Palestine activist. You are part of the Sumud flotilla, and now you're also one of the founders of the new left project, the Future Left, Framtidens Vänster. How do you see the Palestine issue as a catalyst? How should it continue to stay being a catalyst movement and not part of a downward spiral?
A lot of political and power hypocrisy was exposed. I would say that almost all the parties in parliament today are either not acknowledging the genocide and totally going against it. It has also exposed how you see international law and human rights. There's a big difference between how you see international law when it comes to, for example, Ukraine, and when it comes to Palestine, and the same sense with the human rights. So I would say it has opened up the discussion and also visibilized something that I would say a lot of countries outside of Europe, like in Latin America, in Asia and Africa, have been saying for a long time that international law and human rights are valid for certain countries, but not for all. So I would say that it's been a revelation, and it has also meant that a lot of people have joined the movement, and a lot of people are also learning and questioning about the history, about the policies that are in place, and so on. So,
but
for me, what
makes Gaza so special? Because I know, Mallak, you are afraid that Gaza will be forgotten, right? Because there are now the mainstream media turn towards other conflicts like Ukraine or now Venezuela. But why is Gaza special, and why must we keep this Palestinian movement alive?
Yeah, well, I would say that Gaza is important in many aspects, but how I've seen the development, it has been like we've had almost all media against us. You told me about, you spoke about the journalist in Gaza. Why hasn't any of the Swedish newspapers, you have a journalist in Gaza, but almost none of the Swedish newspapers have used the voices from Gaza to tell about what's really happening. So they have been trying to, instead they have been using information directly from the Israeli government. So it went from that to people actually getting information directly taken from Gaza, directly taken from the Palestinian organizations, directly from the movement, and getting to know the facts for real. So I think we're past, it doesn't matter if like the Swedish media doesn't want to report about Gaza, in the sense of that the Palestinian movement has already built up their news channels. They're trying to get out the information, and they're doing their work anyway. Obviously, it's sad, I would say, that the Swedish media and Swedish politicians haven't been able to be upfront with what's happening, but it has also created other ways of communicating and other ways of working together. So Gaza will not be forgotten. We're working on it in an international level as well. I mean, the amount of international networks that have increased during the genocide, working toward Palestine, working toward Gaza, is tremendous.
Yeah, I just want to add about the media. Internationalen, of course, came out with this story with me and my supervisor. You're the ones that first published this story. But I just want you to know that the first media outlet that came to me to write about this story was the Dagens ETC. And a reporter by the name of Max Carlson, actually, which I'm sure Lorena knows.
Yeah.
And he approached me and he wanted to write about the story, but he just stopped. He killed it after talking to my supervisor.
Yeah.
And that's why it lagged for months before finally you in Internationalen and also later in Parabol, they brought this story to light. So it's not just that people and also, of course, Dagens ETC went on to write that slanderous article about Lorena and her supposed anti-Semitic posts and things like that, which of course led to the political purge of Vänsterpartiet. So my point is that it's not just, the media is not just ignoring Gaza and voices from Gaza. They're also ignoring and attacking voices that are in support of Gaza here in Sweden.
Yeah.
Actually, I mean, I want to comment that about Gaza to be forgotten. I believe with all of us, I mean, people, unfortunately, we are a few here, and what the role Lorena, she's doing, very courage and very brave of her. Tesfaye also like to, also what he's doing. We also, in Nordic Palestinian Film Festival, also me as a film director, producer, I believe Gaza won't be forgotten, because even with our project, hopefully we finance it also, but it's not for media yet. So we can also have more and more of Gaza voices coming out to Sweden. Even some people, unfortunately, they try to silence us. But I think we are lucky that we are all three stubborn people here sitting. Yeah. We're fighting hard and we don't give up. So it's nothing can. They have their machine and we are like machines, like with ourselves. So we can continue.
Yeah.
I would just like to hear from you. What you're afraid of and what you wish for in this situation.
Yes, I wish that we'll receive our Palestinian guests all work, and you as Swedish people have a lot to do for us, like continuing your boycott to the Israeli products, and everyone who is supporting Israelis. So this is, you can manage and help the Palestinians to be heard and to retain their rights.
And Mallak, do you want to say something about the book?
Yeah, I got the little copy for the book, and I actually very, very want to be held in my hands and to read it, but I can't know Swedish language.
Thank you very much, Mallak, for your fantastic text. And I say thank you to you. Heartfelt thank you, Mallak, and to Fadi Tabet, the photographer, and also to our panel that are here today, Wafá Jamil, Tesfaye Ayele, and Lorena Delgado Varas. Thank you.